Asterisk. Have you ever felt that your aura was somehow different from others? As if the path you walk is not the usual one, but a path lined with mysterious signs that are difficult to explain. If you have ever sensed this, then perhaps it is not a coincidence. There is something within you that whispers of destiny, of purpose, of a higher calling. And maybe, just maybe, you are one of the chosen souls. Asterisk. A chosen soul is not about perfection. It is not about being flawless, powerful, or admired. Instead, it is about carrying an invisible weight, an unseen mission, and a spiritual spark that separates you from the crowd. The chosen soul is the one who feels different, who questions more deeply, who suffers more silently, and yet shines in ways that cannot be denied. Asterisk. In this journey of life, especially when age has matured the body but sharpened the spirit, there are strange signs that may reveal who you truly are. Today, we will explore 3 unusual signs that show that even in your later years, you are not an ordinary person. You are someone with a great purpose. Asterisk. 1. The unexplainable restlessness of the soul. Asterisk. The first sign of a chosen soul is an unexplainable restlessness that lingers within. Even when life appears stable on the outside, career settled, family built, routines established, there is something inside you that refuses to rest. It is not dissatisfaction with material things, nor is it a longing for worldly pleasure. Instead, it is a deep spiritual hunger, a voice that keeps asking, "Is this all? Or is there something more I am meant to do?" Asterisk. For ordinary people, old age is a time of slowing down, of letting go, of simply enjoying what remains. But for a chosen soul, old age becomes the beginning of a deeper awakening. You may feel restless at night, unable to sleep because thoughts of purpose, meaning, and divine calling stir your heart. You may sense that your life's journey, even with all its mistakes and regrets, has been secretly guiding you towards something larger. Asterisk. This restlessness is not a curse. It is a compass. It points you toward the mission that was written for you long before you were born. Asterisk. Think of the prophets, saints, and sages throughout history. Many of them were not called in their youth, but later in life, after they had endured trials, failures, and seasons of silence. Their restlessness became the fire that awakened their purpose. In the same way, if you feel restless while others around you are content, it may be a sign that you are chosen for something greater. Asterisk. 2. Encounters with signs that others overlook. Asterisk. The second sign is the way you notice things that others dismiss. For a chosen soul, life is filled with hidden messages, through dreams, coincidences, symbols, and even through people who cross your path at just the right time. Asterisk. Have you ever experienced déjà vu so intense that it felt like a memory from another lifetime? Or have you ever seen repeating numbers, recurring patterns, or strange synchronicities that follow you like shadows? Perhaps you dream of people long gone, or sense whispers in the quiet hours of dawn. Asterisk. Others may laugh and call it imagination, but to you, it feels real because it is real. Chosen souls are attuned to the subtle languages of the universe. What looks like chance to others feels like divine choreography to you. Asterisk. Even in old age, this sensitivity does not fade. In fact, it becomes stronger. The older you become, the thinner the veil between the seen and unseen seems to grow. You may find yourself receiving sudden insights, sensing energies in people, or feeling guided by something beyond logic. Asterisk. This does not mean you are crazy or too mystical. It means you are aligned. It means the universe is reminding you that you are not ordinary. These signs are not random. They are confirmations of your path, gentle nudges to keep moving forward with faith. 3. The weight of other souls on your shoulders. Asterisk. The third and perhaps most telling sign of a chosen soul is the weight of others that you carry. Even when you try to live a quiet life, people are drawn to you. Strangers confide in you. Friends seek your advice. Family members lean on you in their darkest times. Somehow, without asking for it, you become the pillar, the listener, the silent healer. Asterisk, it can feel overwhelming. Sometimes you wonder, why me? Why do people come to me with their pain, their burdens, their secrets? And yet, deep down, you know the answer, because your soul carries a frequency of strength and light that others instinctively recognize. Asterisk. Chosen souls are not just chosen for themselves. They are chosen for others. Their life is not merely personal. It is communal, spiritual, cosmic. They are here to hold the broken, to guide the lost, to reflect hope when hope seems gone. Asterisk. Even in your later years, you may notice this happening more and more. People much younger than you may seek your wisdom. Neighbors may find comfort simply by sitting near you. Without effort, you radiate something that makes others feel safe. Asterisk. And while it can be heavy, it is also holy. It is the mark of someone with a purpose far greater than an ordinary existence. Asterisk. Asterisk. The paradox of the chosen soul. Asterisk. Being chosen does not mean life is easy. In fact, chosen souls often suffer more than others. They feel the sting of rejection, the loneliness of being misunderstood, the pain of carrying invisible burdens. They may live through hardships, betrayals, illnesses, or poverty that seem unfair. Asterisk. But here lies the paradox. These very struggles are not punishments. They are preparations. They shape the chosen soul into someone capable of holding wisdom, empathy, and resilience that no ordinary path could ever produce. Asterisk. By the time you reach old age, your scars have become your teachers, your failures have become your guides, and your losses have become your prayers. You are not the same as those who walked an easy road. You have depth, fire, and grace born of survival. Asterisk. And this is why you are chosen. Not because you are perfect, but because you have been prepared. Asterisk. Asterisk. Why old age reveals the truth. Asterisk. There is something remarkable about discovering your chosenness in old age. It proves that the soul does not wither as the body ages. It grows stronger, brighter, more alive. Asterisk. When you were young, you may not have understood the signs. You may have been too busy chasing survival, relationships, or ambitions. But now, with years behind you, your eyes are clearer. You begin to connect the dots, to see that nothing in your life was wasted. Every joy and every sorrow were part of the same divine puzzle. Asterisk. Old age strips away illusions. You no longer need to prove yourself to the world. Instead, you see your journey for what it truly is, a calling, a mission, a sacred path. And suddenly, what once seemed strange now makes perfect sense. Asterisk. Asterisk. Living as a chosen soul. Asterisk. So, what should you do if you recognize these signs within yourself? Asterisk. First, do not be afraid. Being chosen does not mean you must become famous, powerful, or extraordinary in worldly terms. It simply means you must live authentically, guided by the light that burns within you. Asterisk. Second, embrace the restlessness. Instead of suppressing it, let it guide you toward deeper truth through prayer, meditation, reflection, or acts of kindness. Asterisk. Third, honor the signs. Keep a journal of your dreams, coincidences, and insights. Pay attention to what the universe is whispering, for it may lead you to your true purpose. Asterisk. Finally, accept the responsibility of carrying others. Not everyone can be the listener, the healer, the safe harbor, but you can. Do it with boundaries, but do it with love. Asterisk. Asterisk. Conclusion. You are not ordinary. Asterisk. If your aura feels different, if your soul feels restless, if you keep encountering signs that others ignore, if people are drawn to you with their pain, then know this: you are not ordinary. Even in old age, you are still chosen. Asterisk, you carry a mission that is not yet complete. The fact that you are still here, breathing, means your purpose is still unfolding. Do not underestimate yourself. Do not believe the lie that your time has passed. A chosen soul does not expire with age. In truth, the older you become, the closer you are to the fullness of your destiny. Asterisk, remember this. You were not born to be ordinary. You were born to be chosen. And the world still needs what only you can give. One of the quiet truths about being chosen is that you will often feel alone. Not because you lack people around you, but because very few truly understand the inner world you carry. Even when surrounded by family, friends, or a community, there remains a distance between your heart and there's a gap that words cannot bridge. This loneliness is not punishment. It is initiation. It teaches you to find companionship in the unseen. While others rely only on human comfort, you are being taught to rely on divine presence. The nights when you feel invisible are the nights when heaven is closest, whispering secrets into your soul. In your later years, this solitude deepens. As others slow down and retreat into comfort, you are stirred by a fire that refuses to be extinguished. You may long for people who see what you see, who feel what you feel, but chosen souls rarely find such mirrors in abundance. Instead, they must learn to walk with unseen companions, angels, guides, ancestors, or simply the voice of God within. To the ordinary, this would feel unbearable. But to the chosen, it becomes sacred. Loneliness transforms into solitude, and solitude becomes sanctuary. The unfinished business of your soul. Why are you still here? Why has life carried you into this season, while others you once knew have already departed? The answer lies in the concept of unfinished business, not worldly tasks, but soul-level assignments. A chosen soul rarely leaves this earth until certain purposes are fulfilled. That is why, even in old age, you may feel a sense of urgency, as if time is running out and something important still needs to be done. Perhaps it is reconciling with someone from your past. Perhaps it is sharing the wisdom you have kept silent about for decades. Perhaps it is guiding a younger generation, even one person, toward the light. The chosen soul does not measure success by wealth or status, but by alignment with divine timing. And if you are alive today, it means your role is not complete. The universe is still waiting for your final masterpiece, your last offering, your enduring contribution. Dreams that do not fade. Another strange sign of a chosen soul in old age is the persistence of dreams. While many people gradually let go of their childhood visions, you may find that yours never disappeared. In fact, they might have grown stronger. Maybe you still dream of traveling somewhere sacred. Maybe you still long to write the book, start the project, heal the wound, or share the message that has lived in your heart for decades. Some would say, you are too old now. Just let it go. But chosen souls know that time is irrelevant to destiny. A dream planted by God does not wither with age. It waits. It matures, ripens, and calls to you until the very end. This is why some of the most world-changing works were completed by people in their later years. They did not waste time comparing themselves to the young. They embraced the wisdom of their season. And so must you. Your dream is not random, it is sacred. It survived the storms of your life because it was meant to. The weight of compassion that breaks. You chosen souls are often marked by an unusual capacity for compassion. You may find yourself weeping for strangers, feeling the pain of people you have never met, or being deeply moved by stories that others dismissed in old age. This sensitivity often intensifies. You may feel overwhelmed by the suffering of the world war, poverty, injustice, cruelty. It can feel unbearable, as if your heart is too soft for a world too hard. But this is not weakness. It is evidence that you are wired differently. While others harden with age, you soften. While others grow cynical, you grow tender. While others stop caring, you care more. Yes, it may break you at times, but it is also your superpower. This compassion is what allows you to heal, to comfort, to guide. It is the fragrance of the chosen soul, the mark of one who is here not just to live, but to love on behalf of the divine. The awakening at night. There is something mysterious about the night. For chosen souls, the late hours often hold profound awakenings. You may wake at 2 or 3 a.m., unable to return to sleep. Instead of frustration, you feel a stirring, as though you are being called into secret prayer, meditation, or reflection. These awakenings are not accidents. Across cultures and spiritual traditions, the early morning hours are believed to be when the veil between worlds is thinnest. It is when the soul can hear whispers that are drowned out during the busyness of the day. If you often wake in these hours with thoughts of destiny, flashes of memory, or sudden waves of emotion, do not ignore them. They are invitations. They are signs that the universe is opening a doorway for you to receive clarity about your purpose. The chosen soul learns to welcome these moments, not as disturbances, but as holy appointments. Stop carrying the burdens of the past. By the time you reach old age, you carry not only your own history, but the weight of generations. Perhaps you have inherited wounds from your family line, poverty, addiction, brokenness, silence. Perhaps you feel that you are the last in your lineage to break these cycles. Chosen souls often stand as bridges between what has been and what will be. They feel the heaviness of ancestral pain, but also the responsibility of healing it. This is why your life may have been harder than others. It was not only about you. You were chosen to carry, to cleanse, to release what others could not. This can feel overwhelming, but it is also sacred. Imagine the honor of being the one who turns generations of suffering into blessing. Imagine the dignity of leaving behind not just material inheritance, but spiritual freedom. The light that refuses to dim one. Of the strangest things about chosen souls in old age is their undeniable glow. While the body may wrinkle, the eyes shine brighter. While energy may fade, presence deepens. People may not be able to explain it, but they feel it when you walk into a room. This is not vanity, it is essence. It is the light of a soul that has endured darkness, yet refused to extinguish its flame. It is the radiance of someone who has faced death many times in many forms, but still chooses life. Chosen souls may not always look young, but they often carry an ageless quality. They seem timeless, as if the spirit within them is stronger than time itself. This light is not for show, it is for guidance. It shines so others may find their way. The resistance of the world, but let us be honest. Being chosen also means facing resistance. The world does not always welcome chosen souls. In fact, it often misunderstands, ridicules, or even rejects them. You may have noticed this in your life. People doubted you, betrayed you, or made you feel like you never fit in. Opportunities may have slipped through your hands, doors closed when you were ready to step through. This is not failure. It is protection. The chosen soul cannot follow the ordinary road, for that road would destroy their essence. The detours, delays, and denials you faced were not punishments. They were redirections. They shaped you for something higher. Even in old age, resistance may continue. But now, you see it differently. You understand that opposition is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of chosenness. Diamonds are not formed in comfort, but in pressure, living as a beacon. So, what does it mean to live as a chosen soul in the later chapters of life? It means you must embrace your role as a beacon. Not everyone will understand you, and that is fine. You were not meant for everyone. You were meant for those whose hearts are ready to awaken. To them, Your words, your presence, your silence will be like water in a desert dot. Do not underestimate the power of a single conversation, a single act of kindness, a single prayer whispered in secret. Chosen souls often change the world not through grand gestures, but through small moments that ripple across eternity. Your life itself becomes a message. People watch how you walk, how you love, how you endure. Even without trying, you teach. The final call one day, your time here will end. But the chosen soul knows that death is not the end. It is the graduation. When your mission is complete, you will return home, carrying the story of a life lived with meaning. But until then, you are here. And as long as you are here, your purpose is alive. Age does not erase destiny. It clarifies it. The world still needs you, so rise each morning with this knowing. You are not ordinary. You are chosen. And no matter how strange, heavy, or lonely this path feels, it is sacred beyond measure. Look back at your life now. See the times you were broken but not destroyed. The times you were lost but somehow found. The nights you cried but still rose again. Do you see it? Do you understand? Every moment was shaping you into who you are now, a chosen soul, awakened in the later chapters of life, carrying a light the world desperately needs. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are right on time, and the path ahead, no matter how short or long, will be the most meaningful yet, because now you know the truth. You were never ordinary. You were chosen. Chosen souls are like candles lit by the divine hand. Ordinary flames flicker out with time, but this fire refuses to die. Even as age wearies the body, something within burns brighter. It is a paradox. The weaker the body, the stronger the spirit. You may notice that while others resign themselves to comfort, you feel a deeper call. Perhaps you want to learn, to create, to serve, to share. The world may tell you it's too late, but the fire inside says it's never too late. This inner flame is proof of chosenness. It is not sustained by ego, but by eternity. You did not light it, and you cannot extinguish it. It belongs to the one who sent you here. Lessons hidden in pain. Another mark of chosen souls in their later years is how pain becomes teacher rather than tormentor. You look back at the betrayals, the losses, the disappointments, and instead of bitterness, you begin to see wisdom. Pain no longer feels like punishment. It feels like shaping. Every heartbreak softened your pride. Every failure dismantled illusions. Every illness humbled you into reliance on something greater. The chosen soul learns the pain was never the enemy. It was the silent guide, carving away what was false so that only truth could remain. This is why, in old age, chosen souls often radiate a strange peace. They have suffered, but suffering has not broken them. It has refined them. Like gold tested in fire, they shine all the brighter. The silence that speaks in a noisy world, silence is rare. But chosen souls find themselves drawn to it. While others cling to distraction, television, gossip, endless chatter, you feel at home in stillness. At first, this silence may feel lonely, but slowly you realize it is alive. In silence, you hear whispers of wisdom. You notice the rhythm of your breath, the beating of your heart, the subtle presence of the divine. Chosen souls are often misunderstood for being too quiet or too withdrawn. Yet this quietness is not emptiness, it is depth. Silence becomes a teacher more powerful than words. And in old age, silence grows sweeter. You do not need to prove yourself with many words. You do not crave attention. You have learned that the loudest truths are often spoken without sound. When time becomes sacred, one of the greatest awakenings of a chosen soul in later life is the shift in how you see time. When you were young, time felt endless. You wasted hours, days, even years without thought. But now, every moment feels sacred. You realize how fragile breath is, how quickly days vanish, how precious each sunrise becomes. This awareness is not meant to scare you. It is meant to awaken you. The chosen soul does not fear time. They honor it. Every minute becomes an offering, every hour a chance to live with intention. This is why chosen souls often live more fully in their later years than they did in youth. They no longer postpone joy, truth, or purpose. They understand that life is not about length, but depth. The gift of simplicity. With age comes a new gift, simplicity. While others chase more wealth, more possessions, more recognition, the chosen soul begins to strip away excess. You may notice that material things no longer satisfy you. The expensive clothes, the status symbols, the constant striving, they feel empty. Instead, you find joy in small things. The warmth of sunlight on your face, the laughter of a child, the quiet beauty of a tree. This simplicity is not poverty, it is freedom. You no longer need to prove your worth through what you own. You know your worth is eternal. The chosen soul becomes like a monk in the middle of the marketplace, living simply, loving deeply, and showing the world that happiness is not found in abundance, but in enough. The vision that expands strangely. While the body ages, the vision of the chosen soul expands. Not physical sight, but inner sight. You begin to see connections between events in your life, to recognize patterns that once confused you. It is as if the threads of your past weave together into a tapestry you could not see before. The pain, the joy, the detours, the delays, all of them were not random. They were carefully arranged. This expanded vision allows you to forgive more easily, to let go more quickly, and to trust more deeply. You understand now that everything belonged. This is why others are drawn to your perspective. You no longer see life as fragmented chaos. You see it as divine order. The strange magnetism of your presence, chosen. Souls in old age often notice that people, even strangers, are drawn to them. It may be subtle. A cashier who lingers to talk. A child who smiles without knowing why. A neighbor who finds comfort just sitting near you. This magnetism is not about beauty or charm. It is about energy. Your soul radiates something that others crave: peace, wisdom, authenticity. You do not need to force it. Simply by being who you are, you carry a frequency that calms storms in others. Your scars have become lanterns, your silence a song, your presence a sanctuary. This is why your role is important even in later life. You may think, I have nothing left to give. But your very being gives more than you realize. The call to guide. One of the final purposes of a chosen soul in later years is to guide. Not necessarily as a formal teacher, but as a quiet light. You may find yourself mentoring younger people, sharing stories from your past, or offering wisdom in moments when it is most needed. Sometimes, just your patience and listening ear becomes guidance. The chosen soul understands that wisdom hoarded is wasted. It must be shared. You may not change the entire world, but you might change one life, and that is enough. Even your mistakes become valuable lessons for others. By sharing how you endured, you give others permission to endure too. The mystery of peace, perhaps the most beautiful gift of a chosen soul in old age, is peace. Not the shallow peace of avoiding conflict, but the deep peace of acceptance. You have made peace with your past, knowing it shaped you. You make peace with the present, knowing it is all you truly have. You make peace with the future, trusting that whatever comes will also belong. This peace is not passive, it is powerful. It allows you to move through life without fear, to face death without terror, to love without condition. And this peace, once embodied, spreads. Others feel it simply by being near you. They may not understand it, but they will never forget it. The sacred responsibility being chosen is not about superiority. It is about responsibility. The chosen soul knows that their life is not just their own. Their words, actions, and even thoughts ripple outward, affecting others in ways unseen. This awareness humbles you. It makes you careful not to harm, not to waste, not to darken the light you carry. You begin to live with reverence, not out of fear, but out of love. And in this reverence, your life becomes prayer. Every step becomes worship. Every breath becomes offering. Every moment becomes holy. The legacy of light at last. The chosen soul begins to think of legacy. Not the legacy of wealth or fame, but the legacy of spirit. What will you leave behind? A kind word remembered, a life changed by your guidance, a prayer whispered for someone who never knew. These are treasures that outlast time. The chosen soul's legacy is not written in stone monuments or history books. It is written in hearts. And these writings endure longer than any monument ever could. Your greatest gift may not be what you achieved, but who you became. The eternal homecoming, when the final breath comes, the chosen soul does not fear. For they know they are simply returning home. They know that their mission, though heavy at times, was completed with honor. And as they cross the threshold, they carry with them the invisible fruit of a life lived with purpose. Their restlessness finally rests. Their questions finally find answers. Their loneliness dissolves into union. This is the destiny of the chosen soul, not just to live differently, but to die differently. With peace, with light, with love. So if you feel different, if your path has been strange, if your later years are marked by restlessness signs and burdens others do not carry, remember this. You are not ordinary. You are a chosen soul. You are not too late. You are right on time. Your mission is alive. Your presence is needed, and your light is irreplaceable. Do not underestimate what you carry. Do not dismiss the fire within you, for the world may never fully recognize you, but heaven already has. And that is enough.